is this happening? Tuft!
Bit cheeky, wasn't he, Charlie?
What the fuck happened there?
Ah, come on, like, what the fuck? Car's bollocks.
You got to race, lads.
Guess we got a second go tonight, sure.
Yeah, my car's wanked. It's like lads pulling out everywhere.
Any faster, I don't know.
Hello and welcome to the VRA MX5 challenge from Laguna Seca. You're currently joined us. We're running this as an invitation. You know, I've got my background voice on here. We've got an invitation night on. We've got a full room up in Mondello tonight with all the sims going in the background. So apologies for the noise. This isn't a championship race. It's more or less just for a bit of fun. We've got 62 grid spots for tonight's race. We've currently got 42 drivers registered on the grid. We've had our initial qualifying, which has put drivers into one of 4 heats, and this is heat number 1. And the reason we've gotten live a little bit early here is our very own Jack Canan is out in front ahead of Damien McMullen after what was a an interesting first lap. We've had 2 drivers in the pits already with damaged cars after a lap 1 incident. So it's currently Jack Kinnan from Damien McMullen, Colin Bays and Matt Callish. Nicky Meredith just making a move up into 4th place there, with Niall Quinn actually passing him as well. But this is going to be our heat 1 of 4. We're on lap 4 of 10. And we're looking at this format for the remainder of next championships. So we are looking at starting up a full VRA championship next year on iRacing. We're looking at doing F3 cars, touring cars, GT cars, and a couple of interesting challenge races in the middle of it. But we'll see. That's Alex Denning in the background there. Max Hart is, I think, out of the race. He's just come back out of the pits. But let's get into the racing here and see. So it's Jack Kinnan with a commanding lead out in front over the rest, with his best lap and last time around was a 1:42 compared to 1:43 from Damien McMullen. So they're saying a full house here in VRA tonight. We'll see how we're going with Niall Quinn now lighting up the lap board with purple sectors all the way across. 140.6, so you just see commanding there, but Niall Quinn will want to be pushing up quick. He's got Matt Callish in front, Nicky Meredith behind. So let's just go back down to Niall Quinn and right on board for a bit and see where he is. That is Niall right on the inside there with Matt Callish. He's got the inside line. He's gonna throw it up. It's very brave through there, so it's almost flat out. And the car runs wide, loses a lot of front end grip. Niall trying it around the outside, but now he'll have the inside run up into the tight 3rd gear right hand. 3 wide they go in. Quinn takes it through. Nicky Meredith, I believe that was it. Matt Callish, and that is Niall Quinn. Damien McMullen there in the background off. That is devastating for Damien McMullen. 2nd place, going very, very well. So now it's Niall Quinn who's trying to reel in. Colin Bays in front. That's an easier thing said than done. But Jack Kinnan so far commanding it out in front all the time. Or Damien McMullen, I'm going to say, just tumbling back down. Is that the end of his race? He's trying to get that car out of the gravel trap, but I think he could be too much trouble. He's back to the pits as taught. So Jack, you can see there the lead he has over Colin Bays. Colin Bays matching him for lap times, but Colin has now got the difficult task. Niall Quinn absolutely breathing down in behind him. You just see at the back there Matt Callish, Nicky Meredith going well as well. Tony Stack in behind, Damien Harris, Brian McManus had a difficult opening lap. A lot of damage taken on the car. Let's just see how Brian's car is driving at the moment. Right on board, you can see the steering angle he has. He's almost having to drive that car with the steering wheel at 45-degree angles. There's a pit lane exit there, but you see, we'll just see how Brian's managed to get this car in. 2nd gear is tight through the first 2 sectors of this tight Laguna and slippy Laguna track. Track temperatures are right up for today's race. But let's just move to the gaggle of cars in front. Nicky Meredith in the middle of this. So the way it's going to work is we're going to have 4 heats, as we were saying, with about 12 cars, 12 drivers in each heat, and then we're going to go straight to final race, which will have everybody in that race. The 4 heats dictating what way the grids will work out. So very, very similar to the Walter Hayes Festival in terms of how we tried to set this one up. And as I said, for next year's racing, this is kind of the format we're looking at running for our Wednesday night racing. So Jack Kinnan, we're just trying to see what the gaps are. Our timing system isn't putting up the times. That could be because we run this new thing. I'm just trying to see if I can get the gaps for you guys to see. And as if by magic, is that going to show us the gaps? It is. Here we are. So Quinn reeling in Colin Bays. We're just going to stick with this group here for a minute. So this is Nicky Meredith, Tony Stack, Damien Harris here. So Damien Harris at the back of the group, and then you got Brian McManus, as we were saying, with that damaged car, and behind Brian carrying his own, and then behind Brian further back, let's just see if Sergey himself has. No, Sergey's going fairly well. Sergey, a very experienced sim racer around here. So let's just watch up to 5th and down into this tight section. first corner. He's taking a third gear down into second and clipping that inside curb on the way out, getting up to the power, letting the car drift out. Now it's just a slight lift. Will he drop a gear just in? No, he's sliding around. A lot of drivers complain about the track temperatures, which is slowing down the lap times and the grip on the car. So with iRacing, you get all the real world dynamics. You'll get clouds throwing shadows over different sections of the track, giving dynamic track temperatures as you're going around the actual circuit itself. Understandably, the lower track temperatures, better grips. Overheating the tyres is caused by the track temperatures being too high, consequently giving less grip to the cars. Now we're just looking at Niall Quinn has closed in onto the back of Bays, and has he got him? I think he has. So Quinn on the outside, and now as the inside lines to dive down, tight and let's just see who's right on board. He's got the inside line, but who'll get to run out of this now is a real question. So Colin in that Castrol, usually liveried by usually a favourite livery of Keith Dempsey himself, but not today, as Colin managed to get his hands on that car. But Quinn now on the outside, he'll have to be brave on the brakes. Around the outside, is he going to make that happen? I don't think he is. Colin has to get, he does. What a move by Quinn on the outside into turn 1. That is impressive driving, to say the least. So Quinn now with the gap. We're just trying to see what the gap is ahead to Quinn, but it's not going to show us, so we'll see if we can load it up here in our timing screens. Maybe a better way of showing that would be if I block up the battle boards, wherever we can find that. So it's currently Jack Kinnan from Niall Quinn from Colin Bays, Nicky Meredith up into 4th place. I'm just trying to see if I can find this where we've showed the sector times. But let's just see. Quinn, Jack Kinnan, you can see Quinn is going to catch him hand over fist, but it's really down to how far is that gap ahead is what we're looking for at the moment. Charlie Eastwood 3 laps down. Charlie Eastwood will be almost out of this race at this stage with the way that's going. So a horrible start to the race, too much damage taken on. You can see there Keith Dempsey and Charlie Eastwood 3 laps down. Max Hart already out. So that is the end as we come into our final race. So this is our final lap. And it's Jack Kinnan taking Heat 1 from Niall Quinn with Colin Bays, Nicky Meredith and Damien Harris round out the top 5. Tony Stack from Brian McManus, Sergi Grabban, Jordan Dempsey rounding out. Top 10 finish from Dominic Stanis, Simon Wall, Albert Reid, Matt Callish round the top 13. Then unfortunately Damien McMullins, Remy, Colin McClockery, Max Hart standing in behind me, he's gone. Keith Dempsey, Charlie Eastwood, but they will get to race. But from the back of the grid, more or less, for our main race. That is the end of Heat 1. Jack Kinnan, Rob, what do you think?
Jack win.
Jack win. Jack did win, yeah. That's 2 things he's better than me at, racing and commentary. Good man, Jack. I'm sure you're delighted. I'm sure if Billy or Dad's out there watching as well, he'd be delighted with that. We always knew he was quick, didn't we? Yeah. So anyway, on to Heat 2. This is going to be a steep learning curve for everyone here in VRAs. We don't know how this is going to work, but Heat 1 is over.
How many heats have we got now?
4.
4 heats and a final.
4 heats and then a big final at the end, yeah. So, while we're going through that, Rob, I suppose just make sure we've got Heat 2 lined up. So what we're going to do is try something we've never tried before, which is to see if we can go on board with the middle of somebody who's going to be giving out a lot. He could be in the middle of mid-sentence here. Let's see how this works. This Brian McManus, are you there, Brian? This is live on the interweb with everyone watching in. What happened at the start of that race?
Too many Rob Kings and Niall Myers, I think. I don't know. If you look at my steering angle, sure, it was 45 degrees all the race, like, so I couldn't do anything.
has pulled in Charlie Eastwood. Are you there, Charlie, as well? You're live on the internet here. Heat 1, that didn't go your way.
Didn't just go to plan there, no, you're right.
What went wrong? Who are we blaming? Is it someone in VRA that we're giving a kick into here? Or?
Who's Alex took away?
I'm not too sure, to be honest, but yeah, it didn't end up too well now.
That won't bode well for the end of the race. Brian, what's your prediction?
I don't know. Give it all next race.
That's it. Right, we're ready for heat number 2 here. Jordan Kelly on pole, so we'll get back to that. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Good luck in the final. You're starting from the back.
There's only like. Do you only get one heat? Yeah, but there's another race.
So we'll just see now if we can get loaded up with the next race as we're going. So this one is Jordan Kelly on pole. Let's see if we can pull up our grid for this. And as if by magic, that didn't work, but it's Jordan Kelly on pole from Evan Walsh, David Yamamoto, Niall Murray and Adam Dowling right at the top of that. So we are ready to go. Start the race, we are off. So this one, sorry, has a different this one has a different layout to it altogether, so let's see how this one's looking.
Southern people or something, they connection with Tommy Brown. And they told me 250 $1,000.
So this one is actually Richard Kovac. That's from DJ Dave Sheen is in, and Rob O'Neill. Who's that falling back down the grid? So
I gave it way too many reps. Did you?
Oh, what I did, I was just knocking out the first gear and just go.
So this is a new racer too. So this was an open invitation, of course, tonight. Richard Kovakis from David Sheen and Joe Odefario, from Rob O'Neill, Marty Moore and Pat Masson in there as well. Niall Murray falling, tumbling down. Niall Murray had a incident in lap 1. I think he has. He's on the inside. Let's ride on board of Niall Murray. Has he got some issue with that car? He's obviously recovering back out of this. But as I was saying, we've got 6 sim racers up here in HQ in Mondello tonight. So if you see any Rob Kings or Niall Mars, that is not Rob Kings or Niall Mars, that is somebody driving under our names. But let's ride on board. Let's see what Max Harb here behind me saying. Apologies for that. So that's Murray up the inside. He isn't going to do both of them, is he? He did. And he's won. That's Niall Murray's race back down to the end. So let's see from the top. It's still out in front in the Red Bull livery. Richard Kovakis from DJ Dave Sheen. It's great to see DJ back in there. Look at that. And we've got Joe in the top 3. So this is a really, really interesting heat now, because then you've got this gaggle coming up quick behind the ever quick Rob O'Neill from Pat Masters and Marty Moore, followed in by Adam Dowling. So this is where all the racing is back here. Jordan Kelly ever quick in Monster Library MX5. So we'll expect to see Ian Malone and David Yamamoto closing in onto the back of these as well. But Niall Murray's still in the race, but he's just coming. Evan Walsh is out as well. So there's obviously been incidents at the start. It's Rob O'Neill tumbling down, and Rob O'Neill runs wide. David Yamamoto. So that's James Wakefield passing Rob O'Neill for P10. And we've had Marty Moore as well losing place. This is where all the action is. Let's stick with this. So Adam Dowling on passing on the inside. Marty Moore's passed into P6 for Ian Malone. Evan Walsh is just coming out of the pit, so Evan will be, I think, too much work to do over 10 laps. So this is just the exact mayhem we're expecting. As we have, is it Marty Moore's after making a move up the inside? I think it is. So Marty Moore has got out in front of everyone in that black and white MX-5s. This is down through the corkscrew, tight, 3rd gear onto the parry, easy. And I think that's our leader out, is it? Could be. Not sure who that was, but I just seen a Red Bull car going sideways. But anyways, I was saying, 4th gear into this, it's Marty on the inside. Adam Dowling backing back out of that in that Jägermeister livery car. But Adam now with the run, he's got the speed, but this is 3 wide into the last hairpin to come out. What a move by Adam Dowling. He has really come on in the last few races, but now he's got Marty Moore right up the back of him. So let's see if Marty's going to carry any extra pace into turn 1. So it's going to be tight onto the brakes, down 3rd, 2nd gear. Adam doesn't go defensive, lets Marty run out, but it's... that's what I was expecting. I was going to say is Adam going to get spun around? And he is. So that is Adam Dowling tumbling down the times. Marty Moore retains position, but was that Pat Masterson? I think it was. As David Yamamoto right up the back of him. David Yamamoto, quick guy around here, so let's right on board with these. But just in terms of times, David Sheen lighted up 1:40.66 from DJ David Sheen, who is now towing in first place man. So that time is comparable to what Niall Quinn was doing in their first heat. And if it stays like this will be really interesting, because that's Richard Kovakis from Dave Sheen and Joe Odafero. Joe, of course, was built that pretty impressive sim. I think this could be his first race out with us. The SimLabs P1X with basically every single bell and whistle you could think of on that sim rig. So quite an impressive sim rig. And let's just ride on board here with Joe and see how he's going. Rocking a nice purple, and I don't even know what you would call that livery, but Joe anyway has a lot of work to do to catch in, but he'll be happy with podium, I would say, in third place, while Marty behind has got the pace as well to reel these in. So we're coming up on lap 4 here. Marty's just getting a little bit sideways. Adam is right in the gaggle of all this mix now, so Adam has all the work to do to get back up through all of these. I was going to say backmarkers, far from it. Jordan Kelly, Rob O'Neill, Naveed Hussain, who's here with us after taking a position back from Rob O'Neill. He's on sim number 3 in here. That's going to be a ding-dong battle that's going on. So as these guys down hard under the brakes into turn 1. Everyone with different lines. Classic MX5 racing here. Just everyone pinging around the place. Of course, our very first VRA broadcast was exactly 12 months ago, and that's why we're here tonight, which was MX5s around Laguna Seca 12 months ago. And how far we've come on from now with track maps and timings and people coming up here. It's been a really great year. So we'll see just who's carrying maximum speed through here. So 125, 120s down to 100 through turn 4 for Adam Dowling that time. We move back down to the gaggle in front. James Wakefield all out on his own. That's a difficult corner to get right. You're basically 4th gear through as you come up here into the corkscrew. Keep the car into the left, watching for your brake marker just on the crest down into 2nd gear, keeping it tight, getting the car straight down, flat through, corkscrew with that big dip. You don't really get any of that sensation in the sim, obviously, but the car physics and everything will be the same in terms of getting light at the front, then the weight transfer across. Now can he get the car lined up straight? Little dab of the brakes in. Is he going to drop a gear? Now he's going to come through in 4th. That's the fastest line through there for James Wakefield. And then just braking down. So now we've had a change of position as well, with Naveed passing Jordan Kelly for P9. Rob O'Neill's passed, so as Jordan Kelly had issues, I think they may have. It's starting to spread out now a little bit anyway. But DJ Dave Sheen out in front, keeping first place man Richard Kovakis in sight. David Sheen, of course, raced with some of our earlier MX5 race when we had them in a set of course around Mondello and stuff here. No stranger to sim racing, but has been busy off getting married and then doing all of his DJing, touring around the world. It's always great pleasure, great guy actually, Dave Sheen. It's always a pleasure to see Dave out racing with us. Richard Kovakis, though, I have to say, is a newcomer, Central European driver. Haven't had him out before, so always a pleasure to see new racing with us as well. Let's just go back to see how our battle box are doing here. So Sheen 1.8 seconds back, and then further 7 seconds back to Joe, and then David Yamamoto behind. So Pat Masterson as well doing very well there in 5th place. Marty Moore in behind, and as I say that, Marty Moore manages to get it. He can fire it wide now, but he's managed to hold on to that position. Pat Masterson behind, so that's going to be a great battle between these guys. Let's just ride on board with Pat Masterson and see, is he going to carry more speed? He was in the last lap I was watching, but Marty Moore's been practicing his defence and driving for the last few weeks. Keeps that inside line, manages to hold on to it for another lap. So 1:42.6 from Richard Kovakis. David Sheen obviously had an issue on that lap. 1:45. Dropping back down now into the grips, so we stick with these guys. So Marty's again keeping that defensive line. A little bit later on the brakes, he overshot it. He gives the opportunity here for Pat Maston up the inside. Pat manages to make that stick and is now up into 5th place. David Yamamoto ahead. Let's drop back down. Niall Murray driving a car which looks none too healthy indeed. Just have a look at that. But I'm trying to see if I can get a picture of how bent up that car is. But Niall obviously having a really tough time of it out there. I'm not going to give up. So you can see the back of Niall's car, and the suspension on that car will be doing him no favours at the moment at all. So Murray obviously in the wars. Evan Walsh then further back. I think Evan went back to the pits. There's Evan's lovely fresh profile picture up, but Evan be kicking himself, practicing all week, going well. Adam Dowling in a ding dong with as they come down to the corkscrew.
Naveed's doing well. Naveed is doing well.
He's doing very well, yeah.
And Jack Byrne. Which Jack Byrne? There's 3 Jack Byrnes. I don't know which one that is.
I don't know myself, Rob. So, are you going to join me for a bit of shout now? Ladies and gentlemen, the wonderful world of Rob King, the golden voice that is.
Get ready to be disappointed.
So look what I've discovered. It tells us what's happening on the action board down here.
Well, that's
That's
good.
pretty good, yeah.
Pat Masterson past
Look at
Martin Moore for P6.
3 wide, 4 wide.
Who's
We're
going up the inside here?
4
Who is
wide.
that on the inside?
Pat Maston, Marty Moore, Adam Dowling, and is it James Wingfield? It is. This is great racing, Rob, isn't it?
It's good stuff. So who have we got at the head of this? Is Marty at the head of the field here, is it?
We can go
This little
on
gaggle.
board with Marty Moore and work it out from there. So Marty is
That's
out
Marty,
in
yeah.
front.
With Pat behind him, just a fraction of a second. He's alongside him
Adam
now.
Dowling now.
2, 4, 6 cars here. All in with a shout. So Pat's just got the nose ahead. According
So
to
that's
the,
Marty on the inside with Pat
Oh,
Maston.
clipped him. A bit of a lunge.
So now
there.
that's one out of a train of 5. So that is Pat Maston falling all the way down into clutches. Niall Murray's already had him. So Niall Murray up to 8th place from the back, Rob. He's driving a car that's almost driving sideways this side like a clown car. So let's just see. Maybe this will help us. Delta's more from Dowling. 0.0. There's nothing in it. So down very quick.
Dowling just having a quick look up the inside of
Let's go
Moore.
on board with Adam, yeah.
Also, at the moment, here we go, yeah. So Marty on the inside,
Oh,
Adam
we've
in
got
the orange
collision in the background.
car, going for the undercut.
So what we might have to start watching for the main race here is who has the most amount of incidents, because once you get to 17, you're gone.
So they're all keeping it fairly clean up the front. DJ Dave is 2nd place, good stuff.
Yeah.
Yamamoto, he was at the track day here the
Marty
weekend.
Moore's past Adam Dowling for P5.
Joe Tafaro as well, going well, that's good to see.
Naveed's had issues. You gave him that touch there as he just sat down to the commentary, Rob.
Where's he gone?
He's down in 10th place now behind Murray. So let's just go back. Here's our leader way out in front, Richard Kovakis. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. David Sheehan then. Let's ride on board a little bit. David Sheehan, can he see the back of Richard's car at all?
Oh, a bit of a gap there, must be fair.
David Yamamoto out on his own, more or less. Then we have Joe going well. That's the first time out with us, I think. And I was going to say it's purple, and what colour would you say that is?
Turquoise.
Turquoise. And matching suit, Rob. How about that?
Lovely.
Yeah. Then Marty Moore down.
Loads of luck.
Oh, what's going on, Marty? This whole gaggle of cars down. Then you got Marty Moore from Adam Dowling, from James Wigfield, Ian Malone, Niall Murray caught up in the back of these. So let's watch with Niall. Look how much luck he has to put onto this car to drive it straight. 4 through there. So Niall up into 7th place now. So he's in the green car on the right hand side. Marty Moore's after losing out there big time. So Marty gets to drive in behind Moore. Is he going to stay?
So Marty's lost 2 places there, and he's got Murray on his outside, but I suppose he's got the inside line for the
That's
first
the
corner.
end of it. So that's laps. That was actually for the end of the race. So where did Murray finish on that?
7th in the end.
Now it's telling us lap 9 of 10, but I would have thought everyone's slowing down. I would have thought it would have told us lap 10 up here, but no, caught me out in the last race as well. So Richard Kovacs from Dave Sheen, David Yamamoto, Joe Odafero, Adam Dowling, James Wighill, Marty Moore in the end in 7th. Just pipping Niall Murray to the line. Ian Malone, Naveed Hussain, who was going well until you sat down, Rob. Rob O'Neill be kicking himself. I think he had a good chance in that race. Evan Walsh obviously had that lap 1 incident. Pat Masson, Jordan Kelly, Jack Byrne, Alex Denning. What happened, Alex?
He didn't know he was supposed to be racing.
He didn't know you were supposed to be racing.
Oh, no way.
Right.
He was in the last race, yeah.
Sure, we'll see. Now,
You put me on. You all told me that I wasn't right.
right, here we pull out that DJ Dave. He's going to come into our commentary box. Here's DJ Dave. You there, DJ Dave?
Fuck you.
Watch that language. It's a kids show. Maybe he's not. There is something. He is talking away, but we can't hear him. Adam Dowling, we'll drag him in. Adam Dowling, stop giving out, Adam Dowling. How was that race for you? You're live on the interweb.
Great race, yeah.
Come on, Adam.
At times, but yeah.
Let me see if I can grab Marty Moore if he's in there. Let's see what Marty thinks. He's not in the group, is he? So what we have is this application called Discord where all the drivers can basically talk to each other. Do you talk during the race, Adam, to each other?
we do the odd time, yeah. We were in that one anyway because there was a couple of us like on really close to incident limits. Past couple of laps were like we can't hit each other. But
I'm gonna grab David Yamamoto in here as well. You there, David? Yeah. What happened in that race? You're live on the interweb to all the VRA fans out there as Heat 3 goes out for his warm-up lap. Yeah, it's a lot going on, isn't it? You pity, like I was looking at it. I see. I'm gonna drive Marty Moore in as well. Marty Moore, are you there? What were you doing? Eating a bag of crisps and that? What were you doing, Marty? He's gone. Sorry, David, I cut across you. What were you saying?
And I just say the first few laps you just gotta survive. You just let everyone fall off back and front. Yeah.
The track temps are right up though, right? So the times you were running last night were what, down into 39s? Too hot?
The highest sun now, yeah. Well, it's just it's good crack. There's just no grip, so same for everybody.
Yeah. But we're lining up for Heat 3. So you're finished. You're going to be in the back of the grid, I think, as well. Finished up here at the P7 on that.
It seems to be straight into the feature now. There's only two. There's only enough for 2 heats, so it's a top 10 inverted. It looks like.
Oh really?
Yeah,
well,
so
we'll go and see how that works
as
out.
far as I can see.
Okay, well, there you go. Right, guys, I'll let you back to it. So is this the main feature race now?
We have a 3-minute warm up, 2 minutes left.
Someone's gone off there now. So I thought there was going to be another heat. So yeah, good news, Alex. That's you out. Didn't get your race. So is everyone back into the Sims? Should be. All right, David. I'll let you back to it. Right, come on. Let's see if we can get the all-time faithful Jack. Are you there, Jack? Live on the internet.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. How was that? Your first ever VRA win in your first ever race?
I mean, there's a little unexpected, I'd say. I totally screwed up qualifying. I just had an off track on both laps. Then got a good getaway with against Damien. And I'm not sure if the stream caught it, but I pulled off probably the greatest move of my life around the outside of turn 2 on Damien, took the lead, and was just watching the delta the entire time, seeing Niall Quinn closing in on me. So I was just hoping that the laps would run out before he caught me. So,
well done. It's hats off to you again. I always said there was a win in you, didn't I never gave up on you. So maybe, look, I don't think we can say anything other than straight into our main event race now. I'm just trying to see. Hopefully it's another heated race. This is all automated in the background, by the way, in case anyone's wondering why I'm so unsure. We're got our feature race coming up now with the grids, hopefully. So this is Adam Dowling from Marty Moore. Let's see if we can get to the grid with this. Adam Dowling on pole from Marty Moore, Damon McMullen, Joe Odafero, Nick Murray. They're all so this is going to be our main race now. So everyone in. Rob, you might as well come over and have a.
Okay, so we've got Alex and Max who are not able to get in now. So do you want me to take over here for just a moment and you can see? Can you help them out?
Yeah. So who can I get in?
So where did we get to? So we got David Yamamoto in third. Then let's see. So taking part in this, and we're off anyway. So it's Adam Dowling at the front of the field. Damien Owen Harris in second. Joe Odafari third. Nicky Meredith fourth. Now Quinn fifth. Colin Bay sixth. Yamamoto is seventh. This is going to be carnage into turn one. Well, we'll see if it is or not. Hopefully not. But bit of bumper bashing towards the back of the field, but most of the grid through in one piece. Two cars go around right at the end there. Somebody on the gravel here, heading into turn 3 or turn 2. Another couple of cars onto the into the gravel trap. But a big lead for Adam Dowling at the on the first lap, just halfway through the lap, and all the squabbling further down the field has given him a bit of breathing space. So that's good to see. It's Damien Owen Harris in second, and Niall Quinn in third, just a nose ahead of Joe Ottafaro. Joe just got his nose ahead back into third, and those two are neck and neck. David Yamamoto in fourth place, and somebody there, Murray, I think, had a flying lunge. Huge amount of speed into the S's there. So still a big gap for Adam Dowling up the front. Damien Owen Harris has got now Quinn on his tail, putting the pressure on. David Yamamoto in fourth that we're following right now. Tony Stack there has got Murray breathing down his neck. Joe Odafaro has obviously had a few issues. He's further back down the field. Ian Malone then has got Evan Walsh right on his tail. Evan, a extremely experienced sim racer. Murray's just made a place on Tony Stack and lost it again. Who else we got down? DJ Dave down in 12th place, right in the middle of this pack here as we watch from the helicopter view. Sergey and Charlie Eastwood down in 14th. Let's have a look where Charlie is. So Charlie is in the bright yellow car, I think. Just getting a quick love tap from Jordan Dempsey behind him. Let's just check in back at the front. A 3-second lead for Dowling right up at the front as things get a little bit heated for second, third and fourth. Murray has made the move on Joe Ottafaro, and he's going chasing down Yamamoto now. But a big gap in between the two. So let's have a look further down the field. Jordan Dempsey's right at the back somehow, for some reason, with Rob O'Neill right back there as well. Looks like he's possibly out. James Wingfield out as well. And we seem to have lost our cameras.
Where were you? I don't know, I had to service the first step because I went off at the corkscrew. Then I was coming back through them and I was up to like...
Will it even let you see the rest of the race, will it? I don't know.
Okay, technical issue with the cameras here. Not sure quite what's going on here. Okay. And we're back in action. So we're following Adam Dowling right up the front of the field. Still has that it's, well, the gap's actually closed down to just a 1.5 seconds now. And now Quinn's got a big gap, a 2-second gap over Damien Owen Harris in third. So it's Yamamoto and Damien Owen Harris. There's a bit of a dice there for third and fourth place. Murray's a little bit further back. Let's see how is Evan getting on. So Evan's got Brian McManus right on his tail. These two guys, great friends, and on and off the track, always very fair races. Let's ride on board with Evan and see how he's getting on. Tighter line for Evan, keeping it in. Bit of understeer. Shade wider than McManus. He's all over him, just letting him know he's there, going for a lunge up the inside. Oh, he does, and he makes it stick. Good stuff, Evan. Bit of oversteer on the exit there.
She's better not let Alex do this. He'd be gone at the first day.
Yeah, and he's made that move stick. So McManus going for the around the outside, but he can't get past. So well done, Evan. And that is. Hang on a minute. So that's Ian Malone we're on board with now. So second back, that's McManus here we're on board with now. So can McManus do anything to get back in front of Walsh? Let's take a look back up at the front. So Adam Dowling is being hunted down by Niall Quinn, and you would have to say, if you're a betting man, that Adam Dowling's days at the front of this grid were numbered, with Quinn, a formidable sim racer, right on his tail now. He's closed that gap from about 2 or 3 seconds at the start down to, well, whatever it is, a fraction of a second. 0.4 of a second is the gap between Quinn and Dowling. So how long can he hold out? So that's pretty impressive stuff from Quinn. He's right on his tail here now as they come on to the start-finish straight to complete another lap. Let's just leave these guys for a while. Let's see how Charlie Eastwood's doing. He's right in the middle of the action here. So let's go on board. We've got Eastwood here. He's got Joe Tafaro on his tail, and Tony Stack following him. DJ Dave watching the whole thing unfold in front of him. And a huge gaggle of cars coming down that Texaco livery on, whose car is that? Ian Malone's car, is it? Yeah, fantastic. Looks like one of the Sierra RS500s from the 90s British touring car era. That's a great livery, brings back memories. Good to see. Let's have a quick look a little bit further back the field. Dave Sheehan in the number 32 car. He's chasing down Joe Odefaro. There's Marty in this race. He's a little bit further back this time. Marty going for a lunge up the inside. Makes a place. Oh, Quinn's just got ahead of Dowling at the front. Okay, so we're going to see this gap extend. Unfortunately, we missed that. Apologies, guys, but I'm sure Adam put up a bit of a fight. How's Murray getting on? So Murray has just got past Yamamoto. I see. Yes, he has. And we missed that as well. So where is McManus in all of this? He's a little bit further back. So McManus and Walsh still going at it. And McManus got past Evan again. So we've missed like every single overtake we've managed to miss here. So I better stop flicking around cameras. So let's see, is Evan going to get past McManus here? He takes a super wide line. He's right on board with Evan Walsh. Gets on the power early. Bumper to bumper with McManus here. He's taken the wider line, all the curb on the outside and on the apex, right out to the exit curb, using every single inch of tarmac available to him, and some. You can hear the dust being kicked up there in the arches, and they're nose to tail, really evenly matched, these guys. Great stuff, great to see. Where's he going to make a move? McManus just pulls a half a car length there, but Evans right back on him. As they're heading up the hill towards the corkscrew, Evans just had to back out of it a little bit there, I think. Probably not really any overtaking opportunities here unless he takes a lunge up the inside, and surely he's not going to try it here. The car goes super light over the crest, and then it's really like hard to get on the power, and there, McManus makes a mistake and he's gone wide, and that's given Evan the opportunity to pull a big gap. Great stuff from Evan. So let's just have a quick look back up the front. So Quinn is not running away with it. Bit of a gap, half a second maybe, a couple of tenths, and Damien Owen there in third. Got Murray on his tail, not making a huge amount of headway into him, but pulled a bit of a gap there from Yamamoto, who's back in fifth now. Evan Walsh will be doing well to catch him. He's quite far back. Let's just take an aerial look here. So the green car is Murray and the black car is David Yamamoto. So Evan Walsh there, yeah, about 2 or 3 seconds back, but the gap, or the bit of a fight going on here. We've got McManus. So Evan Walsh has managed to get himself clear of this battle. So this battle here that we're watching is headed up by Brian McManus in the Red Bull MX-5 at the front, and you've got Ian Malone in the Texaco coloured car, and you have Works Aston Martin driver Charlie Eastwood in the fluorescent yellow car there in 9th place. So let's see, where's Tony Stack there in the looks like a Valvoline car there as well. So he's bringing up the rear of that little gaggle. Eastwood's just having a quick look the back of Ian Malone as they head into the corkscrew, bumper to bumper. Just right on board with Charlie Eastwood. Big load of curb for Ian Malone as he just clips that sausage curb and it unsettles the car. Eastwood closes right in on the brakes and he takes a load of curb, just avoids the sausage curb there. Can really upset the car and lose you traction and lose you time, but good drive out of the corner for Ian Malone there, and Eastwood is just he loses a couple of car lengths on the main straight there. Let's head further back down the field and we will have a look, see what's going on here. So we've got Jack Canan, one of our heat winners, and Naveed Hussain, who's here in Sim HQ. It looks like we've actually again, whilst I am rabbiting away, looks like we've got, I thought we were all over. No, Niall Quinn's still ahead out front. Dowling in second. Not sure how long we've got left in this race. Let me speak to one of the officials here and see if we can find out how many laps we've got remaining.
Hold on, Rob. Help you out. Ready? Brace. There you go. Look at that, you're on lap 8.
20 laps. Okay.
Yeah. Feature race. So we've got Quinn from Adam Dowling. Oh, we'll never hear the end of that for Adam Dowling.
He was out front for quite some time, but yeah, wasn't to be. So anyway, where's Jack? How's Jack getting on? Another Texaco car. Good man, Jack. Big gap to Colin Bays, who is in front of Jack. So Murray has set his fastest lap of the race, I think, on a 41.2 5.4, I think he just did.
So it's 20-minute race, whichever comes first.
So you've got considerable amount of quality races here in VRA HQ, pretty much all of whom have been disqualified this evening for various misdemeanors. Yeah, who forgot to sit down in the car for their heat. So yeah, a cacophony of screw-ups basically this evening from young Max Hart. Who else we got? Jordan Dempsey and Alex Denning. So actually Jordan's doing pretty well, actually put in some good times there, or was until he got disqualified for whatever it was, but was going well earlier on. Joking aside, all three lads are extremely quick, but first time on iRacing for all of them, so good to get used to. So anyway, back to the action. Let's see, Murray's lost a place to Yamamoto. Not sure how that happened. Let's have a word with him after the race and see what happened there. So it's all a little bit more spread out down the field now. There's somebody in the pits. Is that Nicky Meredith maybe? I'll stop there anyway.
Oh, here, I'll catch it in if you're that one.
So Quinn's pulled a pretty big gap now on Dowling. Good few seconds there.
Oh, I see it.
Damien Harris still in third, Yamamoto fourth, Murray fifth. I wonder has Murray got some damage on that car? And perhaps he just made a mistake. McManus there 14 seconds behind, is he?
Again, the yellow flag, you can't beat it. Go, go, go.
No, not 14 seconds behind, 4 seconds behind.
I'll meet you at the... Go back to the pits.
So this is the Evan Walsh and Brian McManus battle, which is race long. On board with Evan Walsh right now, taking a load of curb. He's all over the back of McManus, gets the outside line. And has he got him? He has. He's got him again. God knows how many times these two have traded places and paint, no doubt. And McManus closing in under the braking as they head onto the straight. Bit of opposite lock there for McManus to get onto the straight. So we're looking back from Evan Walsh's car now. Pulled a bit of a gap as they head down into turn one. Kicking up the dirt. And McManus closes in on the brakes. He's really getting close to him here, but Evan gets on the power nice and early. Again, pulls another half a car's length away. It's great stuff from these two. And again, this is a great camera angle. Seeing all the stones being kicked up from the back of Evan Walsh's little MX-5. So now we're on the nose of McManus's MX, chasing down Evan Walsh. As they head up the hill towards the corkscrew. McManus fantastic on the brakes. Bit of damage you can see on the front left of Evans' MX there, just on the bonnet, above the front left wheel, and then nose to tail as they head into the tight right-hander. So one left-hander now just. Oh, and Evans gone really wide. So he's covering the inside, just trying to block. He's going to stop it on the brakes here on the apex, is he? And McManus is on the power quick, gets the undercut, and he's got the inside line all the way down the straight and the run to turn one. So another change of place for these two. Fantastic stuff. A little love tap from Evan there, just to let him know he's there. these two lads probably just chatting away to each other in the on Discord as well. So Evan just keeping a little bit wider there, just trying to get the run on the exit of the first corner. I wonder how that car is handling. I wonder has he got any damage. Let's just go on board with Evan, see if he's steering it straight. Yeah, no, it looks pretty straight. Like, doesn't seem to be impacting him too much.
How's it looking, Rob?
Great stuff. These guys, McManus and Walsh, are having an awesome battle. These guys have traded places about, I don't know, 10 15 times, and they're just nose to tail the whole time. I'd say they're just having the crack at this stage, to be honest. But Evan got a bit of damage on the front left of his car. It doesn't seem to be.
So this is our last lap, so we're coming up to 10 seconds to go in this race. So it's Quinn from Dowling. David Harris,
Let's just have a look as Quinn comes up to.
So this should be it, yeah. He should get the checkered flag at this side. The checkered flag is out for Niall Quinn. So Niall, of course, great supporters of iRacing here. Actually set up these there. So well done to Niall Quinn. Let's see with Adam Dowling.
Yeah, just a couple of seconds back. Good race from Adam to hold on.
Great lap times as well. So Adam Dowling takes second place from Damon Harris with David Yamamoto, Niall Murray, Evan Walsh, Tony Stack.
We'll do it here.
Yeah, hang on a minute now. What happened to where's McManus gone?
That's what I was just looking for. So is McManus got too many incident points? He's been disqualified out of the race.
Oh no!
Jack Kinnan at the back. So Jack wasn't able to replicate his win, but still will finish in 19th. So it's Niall Quinn from Adam Dowling, Damien McMullen, David Yamamoto, Niall Murray, Evan Walsh, Tony Stack, Ian Malone, Joe Otaferro. Ran at top 10 is James Wigfield. Then it's Sergey from Remigi, Dominicus Danis, DJ Dave Sheen's in there, Colin Bays, Albert Reid, Rob O'Neill. Always consistent, Rob. He always gets that car over the line, Rob O'Neill. And Jack Canaan ran out. So that's it for today, Rob.
Yeah, good
what
stuff.
do you think of the racing? I think that's going to work for those heats, although we were a little bit off on the racing tonight, but all the racers here anyway tonight up in the VRA. We've all the sims are full of action.
Yeah, and that's something we do every Wednesday night. If you want to come down here and race, get in touch with us. Get onto the Facebook page, which is or onto the website VRA.ie, and drop us a message. And yeah, you can come out here and race as well.
A little bit about the stuff that we've got coming up, Rob.
Yeah, we've a load of sim equipment in stock, and we've got some great Black Friday deals coming up. We're going to be doing €100 off our PCs.
Right.
So we've got the our VRA gaming PC packages, 949 and 1199. They're going to be €100 off those prices that you see there. We're going to have Flexify being launched in the next week or so, with a bit of luck, and we're going to be doing half price sim rig builds for any sim rigs that get ordered during the month.
And as
of
well,
November.
in case anyone missed it, we had that great turnout representing Ireland at the FIA Motorsport Games there last month in Rome. So big shout out to Keith Dempsey as well, ranking top 10 in the overall timings in the timing sheets, but unfortunately was missing out on the final during the heats. So
yeah, it's great stuff from Keith, and a fantastic weekend, and it looks like something that's only going to grow and grow. From what I've heard, it was a fantastic event with how many countries represented? 46 countries. Pretty impressive stuff.
Jean Todt himself launching it. It's a great initiative, Rob. They're kind of looking at bringing more families down to tracks, go-karts, Digital-Motorsports as we're calling it, F4s, the touring cars, and of course then the GT cars as well at the end, and drifting.
One of the things that you mentioned actually, Niall, was that the digital motorsport, the sim racing side of things, was an integral part of it, and it was not an underdog. It wasn't something that was looked down on as a game.
No,
it was 100%. It was a legitimate part of the motorsport games, which is fantastic. So it's nice to see that this sport is only growing and growing and going from strength to strength.
Yeah, and you can see here tonight we've got a full house. It's good fun actually, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's getting there. So next week we're back to our GTE Pro racing. 8 o'clock we'll be kicking off with that. We're hoping to have full grids of that as well. That's really coming down to the battle between Niall Quinn and Keith Dempsey. 2 rounds left. It's going to come right down to the wire in the GT3 class as well, between Conor Murphy and Colin Bays. in Spa, so tune in for that. Otherwise, we'll let you off and we'll get back to trying to do some racing here ourselves. Thanks again for joining in, and we'll see you next week.
See you guys.